and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the ESFL, the #1 virtual fight capital in the world. It is Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It is time to showcase one of our affiliate leagues, and this time it's going to be the IXC hosting their 9th card on the ESFL network. I am your host in play-by-play, Kingsley. Alongside me is the one and only Mr. Grind Never Stops, Cruz 209. Cruz, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited about these fights that we're about to see.
Absolutely. We're super excited. And alongside us is the one, the only top 10 in the ESFL Xbox rankings, Mikey Thunderdome. How you doing today, man?
What is going on, guys? Yeah, Mikey Thunderdome, formerly Yuri Thunderdome. Call me what you want. Just call me at all. That's all that matters. Man, I'm excited. This is the last affiliate league card we got, man. Let's hopefully we get some of these guys into the ESFL, man. That season 3 is looking sharp.
We're almost towards the end of the season, towards the end of these affiliate cards for this season. Then we're going to take a little bit of a break. But let's take a look at this fight card for IXC because they're putting on heck of a show. 7 fights in this whole fight card. Starting out with Alvaro with KB King. And then the co-main event is going to be Showtime Snatch versus Crazy Dragon. And then the main event, JD versus Stewy. And Cruz, when you look at this whole fight card, 7 fights in total, what fight are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, you see, kind of down on the prelims there, we have AJS The Pug versus AJS Seymour. The battle of the AJS guys, man, that's going to be real interesting. You know, those guys have played each other multiple times, so we're going to see how that matchup goes. And of course, how can we not talk about the main event in JD versus AJS Stewy? I have watched AJS Stewy, and he has been in my stream, so I've gotten to know him a little bit, so I know he's highly motivated heading into this matchup against JD, who is a tested veteran here in the IXC. So I'm real interested to see how that matchup is going to go down tonight.
Absolutely. A very good matchup indeed. And Mikey, going to you, I mean, this, as you said, we're getting towards the end of the season for the ESFL. Season 3 is on the corner. So you have to think all these fighters have to be thinking this is my one and possibly my only shot to get noticed by the ESFL before the season ends.
Yeah, like you said, man, this is it. This is where you got to put the gloves up and you got to get the job done. I know a couple of people I can see in this card have already tried to put their application in for the ESFL, and this is it for them, man. This is exactly what we love to see out of these affiliate league cards. We're going to see a lot of drive and a lot of determination from these guys who are really going to put their necks out there and try and get into the ESFL, that illustrious position. One fight I'm looking at in specific, obviously, Bone doing work versus Brady. Look, both of these guys are absolute grinders, have fought from the very bottom all the way to the top. So when it comes down to it, man, they make up exactly what it is to be in this affiliate league. They make up what it takes to get into the ESFL, and I really appreciate what they do. Man, this is going to be a fantastic card.
Fantastic card and a fantastic week for UFC and ESFL fans. I mean, a lot of great things happening this week, but we're going to start off with a banger of a fight. Starting with our first fight of IXC 9 here on the ESFL network. It's going to be Alvaro versus AJS KB King. And Yuri, when you look at this matchup, it's going to be in the featherweight division. So what are you looking for between these two competitors?
Featherweight, you know, always when you go to the featherweight, you're expecting really strong strikers, and I'm seeing a 4-star Dustin Poirier pick already, which is interesting to me, right? I think that's something that you don't really see too much at featherweight exactly, and obviously when it comes down to the featherweight, you're going to see a lot of kicks, you're going to see a lot of fast punches, and, you know, some of these people can grapple, but I think we're going to be in for a banger of a fight, stand and bang style fight with Pettis versus Poirier.
And Cruz, going to you. I mean, Poirier versus Pettis is very much a standout brawl. Maybe a little bit of kicks. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see.
Yeah, Poirier can grapple just a little bit. He doesn't have the best takedown, so I'm honestly expecting both of these guys to just try to stand and bang it out here. We're going to see who tends to prevail here and who's able to enforce their will, as you got the boxing style of Dustin Poirier and the kick-heavy Taekwondo style of Anthony Pettis.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your first fight. Here we go. KB King in the red gloves using Dustin Poirier, and then his opponent Alvaro in the blue using Anthony Showtime Pettis. Here we go. And already we're seeing good slits from KB King. KB King just taking more of the advantage, trying to be more aggressive in this approach. Well, we see Alvaro getting some nice kicks in to the body, just trying to push his opponent's back, answering back. Oh, but he's suffering an uppercut from that instance. And so far, we're seeing both guys train right here, Mikey.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what you expect right here. And that kick right there is very dangerous because it hits you when you're moving into the pocket, something you really got to be conscientious of. I want to see Pettis start working in that rear straight into the rear body roundhouse. That is a deadly combination, and you want to work down Dustin Poirier's stamina. You don't want him throwing those crazy long combination crooks.
Yeah, and I'd like to see KB King. He needs to start popping that jab just a little bit more. Dustin has some of the highest level punch stats in the game. Even though we are at featherweight, it's still pretty good here. So I'd like to see him start to pop up those jabs a little bit more. It'll kind of deter his opponent from trying to throw those spinning back kicks so much. But he's doing a good job of applying the pressure here, not letting them throw things at improper ranges without getting punished. But it looks like a pretty even fight. It's a beautiful uppercut rock right there.
A beautiful uppercut rock right there, and we see KB King trying to put on the aggressive stance on Alvaro, but Alvaro, he's fighting back. He gets a nice knee, but not really getting much of it. He has his back to the cage. He's trying to land some straights on his opponent, but KB King put on the pressure and gets out of the range of that spinning roundhouse to the body. And now you have to think here, Mikey. I mean, KB King is on the warpath. He's been using those left uppercuts very nicely.
Yeah, you need to continue to sidestep away from that jumping back kick. I recently had a fight in the ESFL. I was able to get a lot of damage off with that specific kick. So if you continue to stay out of range, because right now it looks as though that is his game plan to continue pumping out that jumping, spinning back kick. Stay out of range of that and keep sidestepping it just like that. Exactly. You're going to continue to be very successful in this fight. I'd like to see, as Crooks mentioned, start pumping out that jab, man, and keep working that lead hook. This is looking to be a fantastic fight already.
Yeah, that's the truth, and he's doing a better job. He hits him with a beautiful slip hook right there. He's maintaining the pressure. He's not letting off. He's not letting Anthony Pettis.
Another one.
Beautiful uppercut right there. He's going into the fight finishing situation, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get it. He needs to switch stance back into southpaw if he's going to be on the stand-up, and there he goes. He's doing a good job of putting the pressure on, but unfortunately he gets taken down there.
He gets taken up by Alvaro. Houston Showtime Pettis, not really known for his ground status in this game, but with 15 seconds, you have to take what you can, trying to stop the onslaught of getting rocked, then knocked down by KB King. But KB King has to be feeling good going to the second round right here, Mikey.
Yeah, 100%. That's his round. Very well could have been a 10-8. Did a lot of damage and got some awesome stats to show for it. A couple knockdowns, a couple rocks.
Yeah, I agree with you. I believe it is KB King who got that round because he did get a couple knockdowns. He did solid damage to Pettis' chin. But he needs to be careful going into this next round of getting hit with those spinning back kicks to the body, because one misstep and that thing will send you straight into a health event. So we're going to see how he approaches the second round.
Again, this is your first fight of IXC 9 on the ESFL Network. We're heading into the second round. Again, KB King in the red gloves using Dustin Poirier. Alvaro using Anthony Pettis, kind of down one round. What it seems like from the first round, getting rocked in a knockdown. But we see, again, a little more of the same. Trying to go for his spinning rounds to the black lead. Nicely blocked by KB King. And a little bit of a cheeky kick from Alvaro. Alvaro trying to go in the bag of tricks, trying to fight, but a good sidestep from KB King. KB King continue on the pace, using those uppercuts very nicely, just getting in his opponent's face, getting a rock right there, gets another one knocked down into a posture of KB King. Can he end it here? Does KB King get the victory?
Gosh, man, that was really well executed. And like I said, if he continues to sidestep and get away from that jumping roundhouse, good things will come. That was the story of the fight. Either get hit with it in the body, take the major damage, or get out of the way. And man, he did a damn good job to avoid it. Got the job done with a beautiful lead uppercut when he's ducking down. And that's it, brother. Time to get the job done. And as he did, that is a huge statement in the early on of this excellent card already.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you anymore, Mikey, man. It was an absolutely beautiful performance by KB King. I mean, he realized, hey, I got hit with those once with that spinning back body kick. You know what? I'm not going to let you hit me with that multiple times. I'm going to keep sidestepping until I get you out of here. Absolutely beautiful. And it didn't matter what his opponent, what Pettis did. He tried to mix up the timing a little bit, tried to use some different setups, but it just wasn't happening. KB King was like, you know what? I got that all day long. I can fight like this until the sun goes down. And he was able to get that win. And that was an absolutely beautiful fight. And that was a great fight to start off the card with.
And just going more to that point, it seemed like KB King, like after he realized like he was getting hit with those shots and those shots were being thrown out a little bit more, able to slip, able to sidestep, able to take control of the whole octagon, not being the one to be more reactive, more being the active person trying to dictate the dance of the fight. So good showing from KB King. I'm sure we'll be able to see him the next season of IXC with their affiliate leagues, but it's good start so far. And so far, we're going to go into our second fight. Hopefully, it's going to be another great one, as it's going to be Luke Bear 25 going against Mystic Mac, who is predicting a victory here in the lightweight division. Mikey, what do you got on these guys going to the lightweight division?
Yeah, man. Well, look, when it comes down to these two guys, they're obviously killers. You could see the badges for yourself. They're all been Division 20. They're absolute dominant fighters when it comes down to this. And remember, this is a 4 style, so you got to be careful here with what you pick. I'm seeing a Nate Diaz pick. I'm really liking that Edson Barbosa, man. A Nate Diaz versus Edson Barbosa would be absolutely disgusting. From what I know about Luke Bear, he is an absolutely dominant kickboxer. So that's something that Mystic Mac is going to have to avoid and stay out of the way of his kicking. And this could be a very, very interesting and quick fight for him if he doesn't.
Yeah, that's and this matchup can favor either one of these guys. It's going to be pressure boxing against kickboxing here. Edson Barbosa is known for that kick speed and the kick power, but Nate Diaz is known for being able to put it on you with volume. So I would assume Nate's going to try to put pressure on, so that way those kicks come few and far between. But I believe Edson's going to try to be cranking those things off, and we're going to see which one is able to prove effective here.
And here we go, the second fight of IXC 9 here on the ESFL Network. Again, Luke Bear using Edson Barbosa that we rarely see in UFC 4 in the ESFL meta, going against Mystic Mac, who is using a Nate Diaz, someone that we usually don't really see other than the occasional selection. But right now we see center of the octagon, different kind of pace that we saw from the first fight that we saw on this card. Just both guys trading in the pocket, not really one backing up as much. And we see a nice slip from Luke Bear, but Luke Bear able to get punished. Tries to go for a front kick right there, but Nate Diaz doing a good job. Mystic Mac. Oh, but that leg already shredded from Barbosa. That's what you could do right there, Mikey, with that Barbosa.
Yeah, 100%. And man, he took the words right out of my mouth, and he threw the input as I was saying it. He needs to be very mindful of that leg kick, and man, it's already looking dangerous. Now Luke Bear can eat a couple shots to let these leg kicks go as he gets another one. You get Nate Diaz in an orthodox stance, then the fight is yours now. Congratulations. Now all you got to do is go out there and win it. You've won the fight within the fight.
Yeah, that's the truth. Getting Nate Diaz to switch into an orthodox stance could be very, very beneficial, but he does have a pretty good switch stance. I believe he has a 90, so his power is going to dip off pretty dramatically, but that volume and the stamina is still going to be there. So he needs to be very careful as he's getting caught a little bit coming into the pocket here. He's trying to move, but Edson doesn't have the as he gets the rock right there with a beautiful lead hook right there. See, this is what I'm telling you. You get too complacent when you start getting these damaged health events, and sometimes it'll cause you to slip up. So he needs to be very careful.
Oh my gosh! Down for my goodness, for Mystic Mac. Mystic Mac, I was seeing he was landing some good combinations, but he needs to be a very bit careful. Luke Bear was doing some nice work on the legs, but again, every time he get in the trades, he was getting pieced up by these combinations from Mystic Mac, and now Mystic Mac on the forefront, able to get the knockdown, kind of taking this round back. It seemed like the uppercuts and the combinations were working well, but Luke Bear getting rocked again. Mystic Mac on the warpath and just now checking those leg kicks, which he's gonna need to do as he gets an uppercut landing again. And this could be close. He still has plenty of time, trying to disrupt the legs, trying to disrupt the footwork of Luke Bear. Luke Bear scrambling, trying to find knockdown again here, Mike.
Get out of the pocket. If I'm in the corner, get out of the pocket. Stop trying to box with Nate Diaz, you goofball. You're Edson Barbosa. Use your teep kick. Use your leg kicks. Throw the head kick. Damn, don't box with Nate Diaz ever. I like what he's doing here. Get the fight down to the ground and just avoid any other action, because right now you're getting your butt handed to you. Come back in this next round and use your body teep. Go into a switch stance and kick the body. Because if you continue to box with Nate Diaz, it's going to be a horrible, horrible time. And just like that, Luke Bear had this fight in the bag, gave it right back to Mystic Mac. I got to say, 10-9 Mystic Mac, Crooks.
Yeah, hey, it's 10-9. I agree.
Yeah, and tonight going to the second round here. Again, Luke Bear using Edson Barbosa on the red gloves, and his opponent, Mystic Mac, using Nate Diaz in the blue. We saw the combinations flying highly, and it seems like we're going back into it from this first round. Mystic Mac getting some nice combinations. Oh, but that pull counter with the uppercut will give Luke Bear some momentum, but again, he's staying in the pocket. I'm surprised he's not trying to go for a takedown right here. It seems like he still want to stay boxing with Mystic Mac. I don't know if that's going to be a feasible game plan coming here, Mikey.
Yeah, well, it's not, obviously, right? Like, you can't box against Nate Diaz, but what you can do is
elbows.
Elbows. You can always spam elbows, baby. Any fighter can do that for you. What you need to do is you need to continue to stop using your pulls. Stop trying to counter Nate Diaz, right? Because that accuracy is so vicious, and he's got those horrible snap jabs. Go back to the leg kicks, man. Work that body teep in, as I mentioned before, Crooks.
Yeah, and as he gets beautifully knocked down by that lead hook right there. What Luke Bear needs to do is he needs to stop entering the pocket and playing neutral with leg kicks, because now what's happened is Diaz has the timing on that, so he's just cracking you with one of those long range straights as you're starting off the animation of the leg kicks, and it's giving him maximum damage, and he's just moving you here, and now he's ripping body, and he gets caught with an uppercut, so he needs to be very, very careful here. But it looks like Mystic Mac has the timing of Luke Bear here, and it just looks like a matter of time before he's able to get him out of here.
Yeah, but there's still plenty of fight to go. I mean, we saw how fights can easily turn here in the octagon of the #1 virtual fight capital as a pull counter landing again, and Mystic Mac is using a lot of stamina this round. He's trying to put away his opponent, but every time we see a round, as we see there, Luke Bear tries to go for a spinning roundhouse to the face, but not able to be in range. And now Mystic Mac on the back foot now compared to the first round. He was getting the knockdowns, he was getting rocks, but now he's getting rocks himself. And now Luke Bear has a little bit of momentum, but he needs to watch out for his body because he's fighting in the phone booth here. But I don't know if he's gonna get close. He needs to find a way to probably get another pull counter uppercut. He tries to go for it again, but down right here, Mikey.
Yeah, and that's it right there. You keep fishing for those counters and you get one, right? It's like that taste of sugar. You keep keeping that sugar. It's so nice. It's so yummy. You get that beautiful pull counter, and all of a sudden Nate Diaz just pops off 2 or 3 shots and you're down again. You need to stop relying on what's getting you here and go back to what Edson Barbosa does. And I don't know about you, Crooks, but I don't know if Edson Barbosa has a standing guillotine. That'd be nice about right now.
I don't believe he does, but he does have those elbows. So when you're up close like this, utilize them. I mean, don't spam them. Obviously, I would never encourage somebody to spam them, but you need to try to use what, like you said, what Edson Barbosa is good at, which is those elbows, those knees. Clinch him up, push him back to the cage, and maintain your distance. Utilize those body kicks like you were mentioning earlier, and the front kicks as well.
Good hook
right there, but he misses the jab straight head kick there, and now that's going to be the end of the round. But man, that was a crazy second round.
Crazy second round, going to the third and final round. It could be anybody's fight. You have to think Mystic Mac with those knockdowns probably has the 2 rounds in total. But again, he needs to be careful. But again, the nice knockdown, and I think that might be Mystic Mac gets it. The referee stops it. Not a punch needed. He knew when he was beaten, and Mystic Mac gets the victory in the second fight here.
Yep, and like I mentioned before, man, look, fantastic performance from Mystic Mac. Because he predicts these things, right? He said he was going to put on a performance that is going to get him to the ESFL. In my opinion, that's pretty deserving. Able to continue to just purely dominate this fight. Luke Bear got his stuff off when he did, and that's nice and all. But the whole time, Mystic Max had the fight in the bag 10 times out of 10, man. Congratulations, brother. You somehow tricked the guy into thinking that he could box with you, with Edson Barbosa, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Mystic Mac because he had those 2 leg health events damn near almost straight off the rip. He was doing most of his fighting in that orthodox spot. But sometimes, sometimes more guys feel better in orthodox, and he showed it there. I can't, shout out to you for using Nate Diaz. I'm from Stockton, so I'd like to see Nate Diaz win anytime he's used here. But he was able to find the timing on the kicks that Edson was throwing. He started interrupting him with that jab or with that straight and getting solid damage off. And then after that, he started ripping straight to the body. So he wasn't just being a one-trick pony trying to go head hunting, ripping to the body. He had a couple moments where Edson could have caught him right there, but overall, he was able to use that Nate Diaz solid chin and get that victory there.
Yeah, and you have to think, I think what gave Luke Bear a false sense of confidence was like the leg kicks. After the leg health event, it seemed like he was going to go more towards it. It seemed like, oh, maybe I could get this guy to switch stance and maybe box with him. But then once he realized, like, oh, wait, every time I'm in the phone booth, I'm getting like worse for wear when it comes to the trades. It just seems like he abandoned the leg kicks. He abandoned the ground game, which he got a takedown and he got those leg kicks going. It just didn't seem like he was ever comfortable like being in one game plan. Whatever was working, he was like, I'm gonna just stick to this game plan and just see how it goes. But good job for Mystic Mac for just staying with the combination, staying with the game plan, and just staying composed enough to get the victory in the third round. So good stuff so far. Good start to the fight card in general. As we go into our third fight of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, here on Wednesday nights, we have AJS The Pug versus AJS Seymour, and this is a little teammate versus teammate. So, Mike, I know you have to be excited about this matchup.
Yeah, well, whenever you get a teammate versus teammate match, these guys play each other a lot. Don't look at that record. They can turn that rivalry right off, no problem. Yeah, man, whenever it comes down to AJ's The Pug, he's always going to be very consistent with his boxing. He's a very solid pressure boxer. And Bo, man, he's a solid pressure boxer himself, too. So this is going to be the immovable object versus the irresistible force, right? This is going to be a fantastic matchup.
Yeah, and we're taking a quick second to get back into the fight. Hopefully, we'll get all that started. But meanwhile, in the meantime, going to you, Cruz. I mean, teammate versus teammate. This has to put like a little bit more like sting into the matchup a little bit. I mean, you usually don't see this often between people, except EK, because EK is basically a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, no, the matchup, the teammate versus teammate matchups, they're always the best one because you know the tendencies of your opponent, right? Because you spar with them. You guys train together. You know, you guys are kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. You're learning combinations off of each other as well. So you know where each other is good and where each other is deficient in. But sometimes it could be that you're both strong in one area. So those make for some incredible fights. But it definitely also gives you some bragging rights within your own camp. Be like, hey, you know, you remember when I beat you on that ESFL card? Yeah, you can't talk nothing to me. So it's going to be interesting. I expect both of these guys to really give it their all. And I really honestly expect probably potentially a fight of the night type of fight between both of these guys, depending on how they play it. And hopefully that's what we get.
Yeah, hopefully that's what we get, especially in the middleweight division. So many opportunities and chances of selecting fighters that fit your game plan. I mean, it's still always very diverse when you go into the game with it. Mikey, going to you. I mean, when you think about the fighter selections between these two competitors, knowing that they probably sparred with each other, probably seeing each other's game plans or working on each other's game plans, how would you go about playing the chess game that is a fire selection screen?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, that's the game within the game, right? Like, and so when it comes down to it, man, you never really know with the other guys picking, so you kind of just forget about it for a little bit. Wait until you see exactly who he locks in, because if you trick yourself out into thinking, oh, if he goes this, I got to go that, I got that, you kind of lose the fight already. You need to stay composed before you get down into that. And then, you know, eventually you start thinking about it once you get those things locked in, and that's coming from somebody who's competed at the highest levels and myself. Not to pat myself on the back here. So this is something that you got to be very conscientious of and just kind of forget about all that noise. And I'm seeing 45 people in the Twitch chat, man, and not a lot of chat interaction. Let's get this thing turned up, man. 50 people on YouTube, Twitch. YouTube's beating you, bro. YouTube never beats you. Let's get this chat going. Let's get moving a little bit, man. This is good stuff. These people are fighting for their absolute lives to get into the ESFL. Come on, man. Turn up just a little bit for me, please.
And we just want to make a quick correction. It's actually going to be in the bantamweight, Aldo versus Cruz. So very interesting matchup right here. I mean, we know that Cruz has the reach advantage, but Aldo has a nice clinch, has a good leg attacks. I mean, let's see how this matchup goes as we get into this round. I'm not sure who's in which corner. If you can see, I don't see any of the tags, but I'm sure we'll be able to find out as we see a nice front kick from Dominick Cruz. Good stuff so far. Both guys just fighting in the center octagon, trying to gauge their distance. Oh, a good kick. Just whipping a little bit from Jose Aldo. And Jose Aldo getting some nice combinations with a nice body shot into a hook. Let's see as the leg kicks pop out. Aldo doing a good job trying to find his way in this game. And we've seen some good body shots. It seems like that's the game plan, and it's working really well right here, Mike.
Yeah, well, look, man, when it comes down to it, again, we see it time and time again. It's such a strong strike, right? That jump-in roundhouse to the back. It's such a beautiful strike here. Dominick Cruz with a beautiful head kick. However, that's something that Cruz can do, kind of strike you out of nowhere, and you forget about it, and all of a sudden he's in your face with a beautiful head kick. Continue to do this for sure, Crooks.
Yeah, and he needs to be real careful. You can't stand and go toe-to-toe with Aldo. He's using very, very good.
From the very bottom all the way up to the top.
Mikey. We should be back. Let's just make sure we're all good. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We should be back. As you guys are seeing the fight right here, we are still in the first round, and hopefully, as we see here, Dominick Cruz in top full mount position. And we see Aldo seeing a lot of bruised up, beat up situation. As we see here, Crooks going to you, going with this fight. We see another takedown going, and this is what Dominick Cruz has to go with. He needs to go with the takedowns, and he needs to go with this posture out and just do some damage on the ground.
Yeah, this is where he can control Aldo. He has a better top control. I believe he has a 93 top control to Aldo's 90 off the back. So he has a little bit of a stat advantage here. But this is where Dominick Cruz needs to do most of his work. Most of the damage needs to come from on the ground, but unfortunately he lets Aldo up there. That is not what you want to do. Aldo is so tricky on the feet, but as we can see here, Aldo is standing in southpaw. Now that's going to diminish his power, and it's going to diminish his striking speed just a little bit. So who knows, maybe it might be a wash here in terms of stats for both of these fighters here.
And hopefully we get to be able to see the stats, even though, yeah, a little bit. Oh, but a flying. It doesn't matter about the stats.
Man.
I'll just give the round to Aldo right there. I mean, Mikey, what a crazy sequence. Hopefully you get to see on the replay. Boom, front kick to the face. I mean, who do you have to give that round to? I think you have to give it to Aldo with those crazy shots.
Yeah, man, Aldo really took it away and got the job done in that first round.
And as we see, here we go. This is the second round of this contest, and we're getting, we're seeing some leg kicks coming out in the shots right here. Aldo with a nice spinning back fist, doing some good job so far, and gets some nice. He's gauging this distance very well here, and you have to think he has to get in the right moment to find where he needs to go. And Dominick Cruz answering back, gets some nice hooks in, and let's see if he tries to find some body shots. But right now, overhand landing from Aldo, gets some head kicks. He's been landing some good punches along with a head kick. And Mikey, you have to think this has been a solid game plan for Aldo.
Yeah, man, look, if you can continue to pump out these kicks and really keep your distance away from Dominick Cruz so we can avoid doing those silly little boxing moves, you can really get the job done pretty well against a good Jose Aldo, even an elite level Jose Aldo.
Yeah, and as he gets a beautiful rock right there too. Look, Dominick Cruz is applying pressure to Aldo. That's kind of crazy. That's not something that we would think that we would be seeing at any point in time during this fight. But it looks like he's utilizing his jabs. He's utilizing those knees as well. He's doing a good job of making Aldo aware of his presence, and that's really what you need to do if you're Dominick Cruz. You need to try to avoid the high-powered damage of Aldo as he gets caught with a beautiful flying knee right there. He needs to be real careful exchanging here in the pocket, though, Kingsley, or he could go to sleep.
And he goes to sleep as a head kick landing again, rocketing his opponent. And we have to see Aldo get some nice shots with the leg kicks, with the headshots. It's landing so nicely as we approach the halfway mark of this second round right here. It seems like he's just going for the gut, so he's just going for the reach and trying to land these shots to get his opponent rocked. But here we go. You see Cruz, he's trying to answer back. Oh, what a pull, but he doesn't able to get the front kick. I think he was trying to go for a flying knee right there, but the nice leg kicks will set the momentum as both guys are just going for the fences right here. And Mikey, I have to think this has been a crazy round that we've seen so far as we go to the ground.
Yeah, this is exactly what he needs to do right here. If you can ground Jose Aldo, he is not very good off of his back. I think this is his best way to win this fight. kind of just throw all the boxing away from yourself here, and you're doing a good job getting some denials, and you get it into crucifix. You need to be smart about this. He gets arm trapped on the first strike. That's just rawly unfortunate. That is disgusting. That is a horrible, horrible thing that happened for you. But I like this game plan, right? I think, man, those denials are really on point for the guy. If he continues to keep this fight grounded, you can get a finish, go and really look for a submission, and he is just being a dominant beast on the ground. Daniel Cormier-esque, continuing to work the body, and this is exactly what you need to do. Doesn't get the denial. That would have been 6 in a row, man. That would have been something else. That would have been something special. Kind of just stay alive at this point right here. 10 seconds, getting close, not getting front kick. Beautiful front kick. And yeah, I think he kind of saw something right there at the end of that round. Hey, I can kind of hold this guy down. I think he needs to go back to that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to go back to that end of the third round. I honestly don't know who is winning this fight. This is a super close fight, but we're going to see which guy wants it more here in this third round.
It's been a very chaotic fight, and I'm sure we're going to see a chaotic ending to this fight right here as Jose Aldo getting some nice 1-2 to the leg kick and trying to go for a spinning back fist right there. It seems like both guys, as you see, a flying knee landing from Dominick Cruz. Getting him onto, trying to answer with a flying knee of his own, but Aldo not able to get enough on it, and it just seems like whoever gets that home run hit, whoever makes that mistake is going to get the win, but you have it. Take it to the ground, slow it down, not put yourself in any much pressure. You got the rock, so why not just take it to the ground and just do what you do best and take it to the ground? So Mikey, definitely this is a good strategy from Dominick Cruz.
Yeah, and this is something that you also have to be very conscientious of. You may have gotten 10-8'd in that first round, so you need to be careful as he gets flipped. That's the way she goes. Like to see Aldo kind of hold him down here himself. Goes for the crucifix, doesn't get it. Just say, I'm going to get back up. Smart guy. You got to be careful and think, maybe I got 10-8'd in that first round, so not really fall in love with being on the ground too much. In my opinion, Cruz definitely needs to be fighting for the finish, Cruz.
Yeah, both of these guys do. Especially, I believe Aldo probably needs to be fighting for it a little bit more because he did get rocked here in this third round. But it looks like he's putting pressure. He catches him with a beautiful head kick there, and now he's trying to go for the finish. That flying knee misses, and he blew out all of his stamina. He needs to be very, very careful. But now I believe it's even. It's from what I think it is, it's 1-1 going into this third round, and both guys have gotten a rock here. So you got 2 minutes to tell the judges why you should really win this fight. And we see Dominick pressuring here. He's in southpaw, which I believe Cruz has a pretty good switch stance, so it's not gonna take away from his power or his speed too much. But we see all of the heavy strikes being thrown here. There's literally no real light strikes being thrown. Oh, and he gets caught with a knee right there, and he's gonna get the finish.
Insanity, and he gets the finish. It was overhand with his knee, and the knee wins. What an impressive knockout. I mean, what a scene. Hopefully we get the chance to see the replays there. I mean, it was a crazy fight, and as I said, a chaotic end with a knockout. Hopefully we get to see the replay just to see how he went. It was an overhand versus knee, as you see here. Look at this. Boom! Boom to the face, the chin. Weak, and that stand-up going low, as you see it again. Ugly, disgusting, just collapsing down to the canvas. I mean, Mikey, what do you think of that knockout right there?
You cannot time a knee better than what he just did right there. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. That was such a high-paced fight, a lot of action back and forth, and man, when it came down to it, Dominick Cruz was able to stick to his name. Dominick the Dominator Cruz, able to dominate his way, get the fight out of the way, just say, look, man, whatever happened in the first round happened. I'm going to hold you down. I'm going to put you in crucifix, and then I'm going to knee your freaking head in. I love it. It is beautiful action. This is what you come here for, guys. 60 people in the Twitch chat, 55 in the YouTube chat. There's 100 of you. Get hyped. Get hyped. That was so much fun, man. This is exactly what you watch this stuff for, right? We're giving you this for free. All I ask you to just be a little more active in chat, hit the like button, and ring that notification bell, Crooks. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was honestly an amazing ending to that fight right there. I mean, I feel kind of bad because you want to know what happened right there was that Dominick was throwing a front kick, but because Aldo was so close and actually came into range, it redirected to a knee and just absolutely slept Aldo. You had no chance of blocking that at all. It caught you at max vulnerability there on that overhand. But man, that was a that was a crazy back and forth fight. I mean, it could have been 1-1 on my scorecards. I had it 1-1 heading into that third round, and both of those guys had gotten rocked. So that was a crazy fight before that happened, and what a crazy ending. I mean, I told you guys that could potentially be a fight of the night candidate, and I honestly don't think I'm wrong.
Yeah, and you have to think, I mean, it was both back and forth. Honestly, when you saw both guys going for rocks, we usually see in the ESFL and especially in our affiliate leagues, you see one guy getting the benefit of the doubt, getting some 2 rocks or getting knockdowns, but can't really finish the fight entirely. But when you get that knee, when you time it just perfectly, the sweet science, it just becomes a beautiful scene to see, and that's what we love to see here in our ESFL networks. Now, before we even go to our next couple of fights, I mean, we still have plenty more fights. We still have the co-main. We still have the main event still going for you guys. We're going to take a quick intermission to make sure everything is all good for you guys. So stay right there. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab whatever you need to do, because we'll be right back with some more fights. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESFL, the #1 virtual fight capital in the world, here for ESFL Network, IXC 9 for our Wednesday nights. It is always an excellent time. We had such a great time watching these fights, and we still have plenty more to go. I am your host and play-by-play commentator, Kingsley. Alongside me is Mr. Grind Never Stops, Crooks 209, and the one, the only Mikey Thunderdome on my other side, as well as we're having such an amazing time here with you live here on Twitch and on YouTube. And guys, I think we're ready for our 4th fight of the night. I think we're going to be seeing in the middleweight division, it is AJS The Pug, the fight that we are actually going to be seeing now. I mean, think about it. I mean, in the middleweight division, Pug versus Seymour, very excellent matchup with Silva versus Silva right here, Mikey. And here we go. Crooks, I mean, any analysis going to this fight? I mean, Till versus Silva, not really something that we see in the affiliate leagues.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't see this matchup too often, even in ranked championships. Darren Till is known for his stand-up. I mean, he's a totally complete all-around fighter. The only thing is that chin health is very, very low, but he's going against Wanderlei Silva, which, if you have been watching MMA for a long time, he is a veteran of the sport. His Pride days, I mean, what we need to say nothing less. Wanderlei in Pride was absolutely a different animal. So I honestly don't expect this matchup to go to the ground, as he shoots for a double leg bail there, and pushes him up against the cage. He's throwing those good knees that Wanderlei has, and looks like he's content just trying to keep him here and maybe shoot for a takedown.
Tell us all this time when the commentator says something's going to happen and it just goes the opposite way. As you see here, again, Pug is going to be Silva, Wanderlei Silva, going against Seymour, who is using Darren Till. So let's see how this matchup goes. We're already getting closer and closer towards the end or the halfway mark of this first round, and we're seeing both guys being a little bit patient. We know that it's teammate versus teammate from the AJS camp, so you see both guys taking their time, not really want to make a mistake. They implement their game plans previously in previous camp sparring session, so we see just a good combination, landing a nice slip from Seymour. Seymour doing a nice job, just gauging the distance, trying to use those feints a little bit, and Kirk's going to you. I mean, so far we're seeing just kind of a measured approach from both competitors.
Yeah, it's more of just waiting to see what each other does. Now, like you said, this is a teammate versus teammate matchup, so they know what each other likes to do. So they're just taking their time, not doing anything to really open themselves up too much, not trying to get caught by each other here. Till is great at using that length to close the distance, and he does it very, very fast. So Wanderlei just slowly but surely putting things out there as he catches them with a beautiful head kick.
Man,
straight right there and knocks him down. Yuri, if you are Till, what do you do to survive here?
Well, first of all, I'm whizzering, which you didn't do the entire time in that early first round. You took so much unnecessary body damage. And if I'm Darren Till, man, do what Darren Till does. Be a Muay Thai fighter. That's my best British accent. I apologize if I offended anybody. I'm not good at it. I try my best. Use that body teep as he's just getting pieced up. If you try and box with Wanderlei Silva, the axe murderer, you're gonna lose to the axe murderer. Use that body teep. Use that long reaching 1-2. You can do a lot of damage with it. He needs to just regroup. You lost this round, buddy. Go ahead, go back to the corner. And if I'm sitting in that corner, man, I'm saying pump out that jab, pump out that straight, and then use that body teep, and then eventually mix it up to the body.
You can see Pug, he was trying to land that pull uppercut to his opponent, but not really in the range. As we see both guys just brawling here. Seymour trying to take the advantage, not really resting on his laurels as we end the first round right there. And you have to think Pug absolutely won that round with the knockdown right there, Yuri.
100%. Yeah, I mean, that right there was just a complete domination. Did a lot of damage to the body, of course. You got to be super careful coming out here against Wanderlei. He's got that excellent clinch work.
I agree. He does.
Yeah, and here we go in the second round. Again, the Pug from the AJS camp using Wanderlei Silva in the blue, Seymour in the red, using Darren Till, some fighters that we usually don't really see in ESFL. So it'd be really interesting to see how they leave an impression for the ESFL talent scouts, as you see both guys still taking kind of a measured approach, trying to gauge their distance a little bit, not really want to make a mistake. You see those feints coming out from Seymour a little bit, but now the pull from Pug, knowing that he has that in the back, trying to land those uppercuts and slips. Seems like he's trying to preemptively counter his opponent instantly right here, Mikey. And you have to think he needs to find a way to just be more of the aggressive fighter.
Yeah, be the aggressive fighter, but also realize that you are not going to win this in a pocket fighting match with the axe murderer, right? You got to use that body tip, continue to check those leg kicks. That's a nice check. And even if, you know, I know people don't like it, right? I know people don't like this nasty word and he just gets his head bashed in, man. This is looking horrible for him. He needs to figure something out. Go to the clinch, slow this fight down as much as possible, man. Work those elbows that Darren Till is known so widely for. He is the best Muay Thai fighter at 185. He needs to use it, and it's just nice. The up kick saves him, but how much more can he take?
Not much more, as he throws a beautiful 1-2 head kick right there, but it does nothing to Wanderlei. Wanderlei eats those for toast in the morning. He needs to be real careful. He's not using Darren Till at the proper range. Like you said, he needs to use those body teep kicks. He needs to try to stay as long as possible. Darren Till can hit Wanderlei at ranges that Wanderlei cannot hit him. I'd like to see him possibly use a front kick, because Wanderlei is coming forward with straight strikes. He's not really moving his head off. Gets cracked right there again, and it looks like Wanderlei's going to try to it looked like he was going to jump in Darren Till's guard, but instead he said, you know what, get up, I want this clean KO. I don't want there to be any excuses as we go back into our camp. He knocks him down again right there, and man, it just looks like AJ's the Pug here is just playing games with Seymour, his teammate here. He's just daring him, hey, throw something big and I might knock you out here, but I honestly, this is honestly going completely in the favor of AJ's The Pug.
Wow.
And you can see very close. He gets the knockdown again. And this could be all she wrote as AJS The Pug gets the victory over his campmate Seymour, and just a good all-around just striking battle from Pug. I mean, Pug able to knock down his opponent consistently throughout the fight, able to gauge his distance, able to not be super aggressive, but able to put enough pressure on his opponent. As you can see the replay here, just a nice 2 jabs into a straight, and that was all she rolled for Seymour. Mikey, what do you think about Pug's performance?
Pug's performance was impeccable. His style was impregnable. He was able to take this fight where he wanted it, and there was absolutely nothing he could do about it. Seymour, if I'm talking to you man to man here, I have to have this conversation with you. I respect the Darren Till. I respect the Darren Till pick so much, but you just didn't use Darren Till. You tried to use Conor McGregor. Guy, you tried and you went, you didn't succeed. If I'm you, man, I'm taking a step back and I'm reevaluating the way I play this game. You have to realize when you pick certain players, you have to fight a certain way. Muay Thai, when you pick Darren Till, next time, I didn't see you throw 1, maybe 2 leg kicks, bro. You got to be able to put yourself out there and change the way you play. Everybody wants to be Conor McGregor. Everybody wants to pressure box. It's more fun, trust me. But, man, you're into the IXC and you're trying your best to get into the ESFL. You've got to step your game up, bro. I really appreciate you stopping by and doing this because I know how difficult it is to put yourself out there like this. But, man, next time around, you got to put your neck out there better than that, brother. Yeah,
AJ's The Pug, it was a great performance, man. He was using Wanderlei in close, getting those good strikes in, was rocking Darren Till left and right. I mean, at one point, I really felt bad because there was nothing that Darren Till could have done once you're inside that pocket against Wanderlei. But like you said, Seymour, you just need to use Darren Till at the proper range. Use a little bit more feints to get in there. Pop off some front kicks. Use that body teep to maintain that range. Keep Wanderlei guessing. Don't let him just come in and pressure you. It didn't look like Pug really wanted to pressure box you too much. So it was just some reads that he got on you that maybe you could have adjusted just a little bit, and that matchup would have gone just a little bit more in your favor. But it's not to diminish anything that Pug did. He used Wanderlei to the best of his ability. He used them in the proper ranges. He hit him with those heavy hooks that Wanderlei has. And it was an absolute dominant performance by Pug against his teammate Seymour.
Absolutely. And very dominant. Hopefully ESFL is taking a look for the new season that's about to be coming out for the ESFL after this week that we have a lot of great things happening for ESFL fans, along with UFC fans. I mean, we still have a Kamaru Usman versus Masvidal 2 on Saturday. So a lot of excellent matchups, especially 3 title fights. That's going to be super exciting to see. But what's also going to be super exciting to see is this next fight that we have right here, as it's going to be Bone doing work going against Brady. And Mikey, I'll leave it to you. We know what Bone doing work does in the octagon. I mean, he's looking to put on performance right here.
Yeah, Bone doing work is probably the best at using distance in this entire game. I said it and I stick by it. His footsies is very difficult to deal with. And that's something that you're really going to have to game plan against. You got to realize that he's going to continue to back up. He's not going to engage with you. He's going to wait for you to wing a shot and then come in and get his 1-2s, get his hooks off. And I really hope Brady can get ready for this because I really like both of these fighters. Both of these fighters are very solid. And I think that these two could both fight in the ESFL. You just got to be super careful not to fall in love with what he's going to do.
Yeah, and you have to be prepared for Bone doing work's patient style, man. I mean, it's one of the most frustrating things to have to deal with when you're in there with him. Not to mention that he's using Wonder Boy. And with this matchup here, it's going to be very, very footwork heavy. Anthony Pettis has great footwork, and so does Wonder Boy. So we're going to see how Brady approaches this patient style of Bone doing work, and let's see if he can figure out this puzzle before this fight ends here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your 5th fight of the night. Brady using Showtime Pettis going against Bone doing work, who's using Wonder Boy Thompson here in this contest. So you know something exciting is about to happen between these two competitors. And Showtime Pettis, Brady going for a takedown, but gets reverse. Bone doing work good defensively in the beginning of this round, trying to answer with some good combinations to the body and nice straights coming out from Bone. But Bone in the center of the octagon, smart Brady tries to go for a front kick, but it gets landed with an overhand, and now his body shots are getting landed. It's I feel like this matchup is going to be dictated on who's going to make the first mistake, who's going to attack the body a little bit more, just drain that stamina right here, Mikey.
Yeah, and again, man, this fight is going to 100% be dictated. And right there, you saw Smart Brady wing that front kick to the body, just didn't land. That's exactly what Bone Doing Work is going to continue to do. If I'm Brady, I'm trying to take that footwork away. I'm working those legs down and just try and deal with this pressure. If not, take the guy down, man. He can't run away from you if he's on the ground.
Yeah, and as you see, he tried to do there, but good job by Bone Doing Work denying that takedown there. Anthony Pettis does have a really, really slick ground game. He has really good subs there, but Bone is doing something totally different than we've seen before in the past IXC events that we've called. He is utilizing pressure and actually pushing the pace more than his opponent, Smart Brady. Smart Brady needs to be careful with throwing these kicks at improper ranges because Bone Doing Work did throw an overhand to try to counter one of his kicks. But so far, it looks like Bone Doing Work is just trying to set up maybe one of these side kicks to the body to maintain pressure. But so far, this has been a very interesting fight.
Yeah, it's been an interesting fight so far as we have reached the halfway mark of this first round. It seems like footwork might be the story of this fight because we see both these guys gauge their distance a little bit, and you see a takedown just so far away, not getting very close, but we see the head kick trying to land on Bone, but not able to get the block as both guys are trading in the pocket right here. Now, who's going to try to attack a little bit even more? Oh, the head kick, not letting Brady. Brady's trying to go for those home run hits with the head kicks, but not really gauging distance. That has to take a toll on his stamina, but Bone able to catch the leg, able to bring his opponents back to the cage, tries to land a head kick of his own. I don't know if that did much damage, but the 1-2 as a head kicks, it seems like the stories of footwork and the head kicks that we're seeing so far here, Mike.
Yeah, and if he continues to fall into this trap that Bone Doing Work is so good at laying, you will lose this fight in embarrassing fashion because he is not nice about when he gets into these finishing sequences. He's going to try and embarrass you when you have no stamina left after running from you the entire fight. You got to be super careful not to fall into this trap, Cruz.
Yeah, and as you see, look, it's more of Pettis throwing kicks and whiffing, and then Bone Doing Work is just coming in and cleaning up with 1 to 2 punch combinations. There we see Smart Brady shoot for another takedown, but there's not enough time really to get something good off of that takedown, even if he were to land it. I'd have to give that first round to Bone Doing Work. He did some nice work off that pressure and landed some very, very clean strikes there on Smart Brady.
Yeah, you can see the fight stats was 43 to 28 in favor of Bone Doing Work. The significant strikes, both same with 20, but again, over 5 for takedown for Smart Brady. Let's see if he tries to go for another takedown in the second round as he is in the red gloves, using Anthony Showtime Pettis. Bone Doing Work using Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And right now, combinations landing for a knockdown right here. Wonderboy Thompson, Bone Doing Work, getting a nice momentum booster for the second round right here, Mikey.
Yeah, and a very smart move right there to get up and get out of Anthony Pettis' guard. Look, I'm not taking anything away from what Bone Doing Work is doing. He is a very intelligent fighter. He fights as close to Sim as possible when he's using his Wonder Boy. This is exactly what he would do. Get out of the guard, stand back up, and continue to use your kicks and utilize that range. He's doing a fantastic job, and this fight is 100% going his way.
Yeah, I agree. But we see here, Smart Brady is putting on the pressure. He's not letting Bone Doing Work throw at ranges where only he can land, but Anthony Pettis can't return here. He hits him with a good 1-2 body kick right there. He's applying the pressure. He's not taking any back steps. He's jabbed straight, head kicked him, but it wasn't able to break through the block there. I think Smart Brady is starting to feel the pressure of the moment here. He's trying to get that finish. He realizes, you know what, I'm probably down 2 rounds here. My head health is really low, and I need to do something that's going to change the course of this fight here. And keeps going for that 1-2 head kick. He needs to be very careful because Bone will pick up on that and slip it, and it might be lights out from there.
Yeah, and we're seeing a little bit of a change. So as a front kick landing, it was a bit of a cat and mouse game for Smart Brady, able to chase his opponent, but not really able to get much damage on it. Now he suffers a front kick to the face. He gets a rock, and now a leg help event for Bone Doing Work. Bone Doing Work smelling the victory at hand. He still has plenty of time with 2 minutes remaining, but Smart Brady, he is running out of time to make a comeback. He needs to do something. Tries to go for overhand, but again, the footwork, the distance, not able to capitalize, and it just seems like it's been much of a cat and mouse game for Showtime Pettis right here, Mike.
Yeah, and you could, it's almost palpable, the frustration that Smart Brady has. And I fought Bone doing work personally. Yeah, I've been there before, bro. I know how frustrating this style is to deal with. And this is something you just got to game plan for, because if you don't, you're going to be thrown off and it's going to throw you off. I see 1 minute left in this fight, or in this round, right? Go ahead, double leg bail and pull guard, man. Just get the fight down to the ground, because you're going to continue to just get dropped and dropped and dropped, because he's now...
That's with his stances either. I mean, his leg health is brutal. I mean, another leg health knockdown again. I mean, you have to think, yeah, he finally switched his stance right there.
Yeah, and as you can see, I mean, these are one of the moments where it really tests you as a fighter. You really get to see where you're made of in moments like this. As he gets a beautiful leg health event right there from that check. Now, oh, he needs to be careful. He gets rocked right there. Now, Bone is smelling blood in the water. He's trying to pressure him here. It looks like this is going to be the end of the third round. But like I was saying, you're really going to see what you're made of here as a fighter, because these are the moments where you might feel like quitting, but these are the moments that are going to define who you are in your ESFL career.
Yeah, and as we go into this third and final round between these two competitors, Bone doing work in the blue. Showtime pad is being used by Smart Brady. Mikey, just going to you, Brady. What do you think he needs to do to just find a way to get this comeback? Because he kind of needs to finish here.
Yeah, double leg bail and pull guard, or get the fight down to the ground as much as possible, man. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. If he's going to continue to stay on the feet, you're going to lose this fight. 10 times out of 10, 50 times out of 50, you're going to continue to lose this fight. If you keep doing what you're doing, it's just not working, man. You got to have a plan B when you go against a guy like Bone doing work, Coach.
Yeah, you do. You have to have a plan A, a plan B, and possibly a plan C in case anything goes awry like it is right here. Yeah, I think he's trying his best, but it just looks like Bone doing work is just... I don't know where this Bone doing work has been. And he gets that kick TKO, which we do not see. We hardly... I don't think there's been one in the ESFL in the entirety of UFC 4.
There was one in the main event, but I can't recall which main event it was, but it was in this round. But the second time that we ever seen it, probably the first time we ever seen it in the affiliate leagues, but man, that leg was getting hurt. And I think it was the same side he was getting hurt from the second round. I think he didn't switch his stance. So you have to think here, going to you, Mike. I mean, dominant performance from the head, from the knockdowns, and then just attacking the legs, just staying consistent with his game plan.
What do? You don't do a lot against that, man. It's frustrating. Trust me, I've been in that position before. You're really having a lot to deal with. You're having a lot to consume. You're having a lot to just try and just focus. I can't focus. This guy's not in range. I'm throwing body kicks. He's not there. I'm throwing head kicks. He's not there. I've been in that position, Brady, and that's something that you're going to have to really try and do your best to game plan for, because there's a lot of fighters that are fighting like that because they see a Bone doing work and they see that it works, right? A little double entendre there. I'm pretty intelligent. They see that it works, right? Like, it's a good style. It's difficult to deal with. His footsies are pretty elite. So this is something that you just have to game plan for, man. And it didn't seem like you did a whole lot of game planning for it, I guess I should say. But Bone doing work, man. Congratulations, bro. That's an ESFL level performance, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like you said, I've been in that situation before, not necessarily against Bone doing work, but you want to really know who he reminds me of, and that type of performance reminds me of. That kind of gameplay reminds me a lot of Adveda X, the UFC 3 ESFL champion. He used to play like that, man. He would be super patient, and then he would pressure you, and he'd get you out of there almost every single time, and there was really nothing that you could do if you were not ready for that style of play. That was absolutely a beautiful performance. He switched up the game plan that we thought he was going to take in the fight, which was backing up. He pressed the pace in the first round, got those good leg kicks off. Smart Brady was standing in southpaw, and then he went to orthodox in that second round, and then he switched back to southpaw for just a second, and then that leg health event happened, and he got a leg kick TKO. Overall, it was an absolutely beautiful performance by Bone doing work, and honestly, I would expect to see him in the ESFL when the next season starts.
And kudos for both fighters, and especially kudos for Bone doing work for just sticking with his game plan and doing such a nice job. But one thing I saw in that fight from his opponent, Brady, it seemed like, as a fighter, when we play this game, you usually you have a comfort zone with your striking. You know exactly what you want to do. And I've seen a little bit too much of that from Brady. I mean, we saw the 1-2 head kick happened every single time his opponent's back was to the cage. So it seemed like instead of like going with some new or try to be a little bit unpredictable, it seemed like he just wanted to stay in his comfort zone. So hopefully he gets to work on that later on in future IXC events. But kudos for both fighters for putting on an amazing show for our chat here live on Twitch and on YouTube. And speaking of Twitch and on YouTube, we are live here on Wednesday nights. This is our affiliate league showcase at the ESFL network here at the #1 virtual fight capital in the world. And we usually put on 4 amazing events for you every single week. We're towards the end of our season. Usually on Wednesdays, we show our affiliate leagues. On Fridays, we have a Muay Thai tournament, which is always amazing. Mikey knows all about him. He commentates with Bane, who did an amazing job in his debut, and it was so amazing, along with Bad Parker and the rest of the guys. And then Saturdays and Sundays, it's our ESFL number cards that usually show title fights, the best of the best in the ESFL and in UFC 4. Put their showcase on the way in the octagon for you guys every single time. And then also, along with that, especially on our YouTube or in our ESFL, we also have our VOD. So if you miss out at any of the season when it's coming winding down closer to the end of the season, you could catch up on every single fight you want to see. You can see the best knockouts, you can see the best submissions, the best fights that you ever seen, all on our YouTube and our Twitch. And then if you ever want to be a part of it, if you ever want to be a part of our affiliate leagues or the ESFL, be sure to join our Discord. Sign up, be a part of the community, be a part of this community that's growing bigger and bigger every single day. And I know you guys, I mean, Crooks, Mikey, you could attest to this. I mean, the Discord, if you want to be a part of this community, you want to be a part of the ESFL, going to you, Mikey, you know what it's all about. I mean, this is where you want to be if you want to be a part of the ESFL.
Yeah, I'll give my little spiel here, and I give it a lot, but I love it because it's about me. Who doesn't love themselves? I have traumas with it sometimes, but whenever it comes down to joining the Discord, right? I was Division 10, and I know there's people out there that are watching this that are still Division 10. I'm not talking bad about you, but you're not good at this game. You need to join the Discord. You need to continue to put in work, build rapport with this community. They will reach out their hand like I'm doing to you right now. DM me. I'll get you some fights, man, and I'll tell you what you can improve on. Because the way you improve on this game is fighting the best of the best, and you can't do that right now because you're fighting Division 10 bums. Get good at this game, join the Discord, and I promise you, you're going to see incredible performances, right? And incredible improvements, and the camaraderie in the Discord is always a lot of fun, man. Everybody's always having fun. There's always something going on, man, so we just really appreciate it if you just !Discord, come hang out with us, man. We love you.
Yeah, and I agree too. I mean, I've been around a long time in the ESFL, and I've seen guys that just joined the Discord come up now, and they're becoming amazing players, like Suave Jamie, for instance. Like, I use him as an example. I knew him before. His name was Suave Jamie. I remember him asking for people for fights back in the day, and now look, he's one of the most dominant fighters that we have in the ESFL, and I believe he's still undefeated in the ESFL on PS4 or on I don't even know if he's been
on Xbox. I think.
Yeah, I think
he's
it was
undefeated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is undefeated. So, I mean, not saying that if you join the ESFL Discord that you're going to be an undefeated champion, but hey, give it your best shot, and that's the best route to go. And it's honestly one of the funnest places to be because it not only encourages you to play UFC 4, but we also talk about MMA, different MMA things, and we also have different events here. So it's absolutely an amazing place to be, and I would recommend it for anybody that plays this game.
Definitely. And before we even go to our main event after this co-main, we're going to be giving our picks for who's going to win the UFC 261 card in the main event. So be sure to stick around for that because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of conversations about that. But again, join our YouTube, join our Twitch, join our Discord, all the things we always put on amazing events for you here in the ESFL. But without further ado, with all the plugs out of the way, Crooks, Mikey, it's time for our co-main event of the evening for our IXC 9 here on the ESFL network. It is Showtime Snatch going against Crazy Dragon in the lightweight division. And Mikey, when you look at this matchup, this is definitely what you want to see in the co-main.
Yeah, in the lightweight division, I see one thing and one thing only. I get to be Max Holloway. I know you have the 4-star rule, right? Hey, Max Holloway's 4 stars in lightweight. Yay! I get to be Max Holloway. I get to throw my combos. I get to have a little bit of fun. Surprisingly enough, a sleeper pick at the lightweight division is now Conor McGregor. You know, he got that huge demotion after he lost to Dustin Poirier, so that's definitely a pick I could see being used for sure, because that Conor McGregor 4-star is vicious.
And before we even get to fight, it seems like they're still trying to get everything ready. So stay with us. We'll get the co-main ready to go. We're still trying to figure out things, and hopefully the fighters will get ready soon. But Crooks, going to you. I mean, you know, from competing in the ESFL before, being the co-main of an event puts a lot more pressure on you. I mean, you get the spotlight of the ESFL. You get all the people watching you from your community. Being a co-main or even a main event just puts a lot of just pressure that you really want to train.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I had one main event, and that was against Brad New Mac in UFC 3, and I remember it was probably the most stressful week of my life trying to get ready for that, because you know that if you lose in this, you know how much is riding on this match that you're about to compete in, whether it be on Saturday or Sunday. It's honestly one of the most stressful things to do, because you not only want to win, but you want to dominate to show people that you're a force here in the ESFL. So it's definitely going to be a lot of pressure put on both of these fighters here. So we're going to see who is able to keep the emotions in check, to keep themselves grounded, and be able to sift their way through what's going to be, for sure, is going to be a tough fight here in this co-main event.
A very tough fight indeed. As we see Eddie Alvarez going against a Max Holloway, and I think Snatch, Showtime Snatch is going with Eddie Alvarez, a very unorthodox pick, going against the ESFL meta pick in Crazy Dragon. So here we go. This is your co-main event of the evening. Again, Snatch going with Eddie Alvarez, going for a takedown already with less than 15 seconds in the first round, going against Crazy Dragon, who's already kind of in a disadvantage when it comes to the ground game right here.
And this is something that he needs to continue to do. You continue to ground Max Holloway, and I promise you, you're going to see excellent stuff here. And you're getting these free little body shots that do so much damage as he's able to flip it into side control. Something that you need to get up, just get up and work the body, give it to him right back. And, you know, just continue to get down that body, because as soon as you do that, good things happen.
Yeah, and what a great game plan right away, right? He let Max know, you know, you're not just going to be throwing wide on me. I am going to take you down, and I will get you good down here on the ground, and let's see how good your ground game is here. But Crazy Dragon is doing a good job of hitting some transitions here. He blocked one right there. He blocked the down transition, but he gets his stack guard transition block. It looks like these guys are pretty evenly stacked here on the ground as Eddie Alvarez rolls Max Holloway here. Now, Max needs to be very careful, because Eddie Alvarez does have good ground and pound stats here from the top control. As we see, both these guys are just faking. Eddie Alvarez is able to get side control here. Let's see how he decides he's going to control Max here.
Halfway mark of the co-main event here on ESFL Network here for IXC 9. I am your host, commentator Kingsley. Alongside me is Crooks and Mikey Thunderdome. And already, as you guys were saying, we're seeing a bit of a chess match when it comes to the ground game, as both guys just reversing. I think that's our fourth reverse that we've seen so far. It seems like we're not going to get much striking. Snatch doesn't want to go striking against Max Holloway. We all know Max Holloway, he's dangerous with stamina, he's dangerous with striking. So the fact that he's going to stand him back up. So let's see how it goes down as a head kick landing for Showtime Snatch. Showtime Snatch doing a good job, saying, like, I can take you to the ground, but I can also strike with you, but he's got to watch out for those slips. And now it has to be up to Crazy Dragon. What is he going to do with his striking? He needs to provide dominance going to his striking game. He's able to get him slipping and get the hooks going, but Stats is looking really good striking-wise right here, Mikey.
Yeah, and if you're Eddie Alvarez, if you're Dragon here, Snatch, you need to continue to be a counter striker and then take the fight down to the ground as soon as possible. Good things will happen if you ground Max Holloway. Bad things will happen if you don't. If he's up and he's in your face and he's throwing, spinning stuff and he's going full helicopter, hey, I know somebody that just went full helicopter to get a win in the ESFL, the biggest of the biggest moments. And this is an IXC fight in the co-main event. These two guys are duking it out for the win. And I continue to say this. Get this fight down to the ground. If you are going to employ that game plan, I don't blame you. It's a good game plan, but do not slack on it. You got a minute left in a round. Oh, I'll just finish this fight up to the ground. No reason to take this fight down. No. Get this fight down as soon as possible if that's your game plan.
Yeah, and it was a great game plan employed by Satchmo Life. in the first round. Let's see if he's able to do the same thing here going into the second, because now Dragon is going to be aware that that's his game plan and he's going to make adjustments accordingly.
And we saw the fight stats for Snatch. I mean, 40 to 13 when it came to the total strikes landed. 13 to 13, I think, when it came to significant strikes. But 2 for 2, where it goes for a takedown. Now this is where Showtime Snatch wants to be. He wants to be in a half guard. He wants to take it to the ground and not provide Max Holloway any kind of respite when it comes to the striking. So good job on him to get it back to the ground so quickly. But Crazy Dragon, kind of, we know what he can possibly do. He knows he can reverse. He gets a nice reverse, taking the back right here. He can't do the rear naked choke. That has been banned in esports competition right here. But Mikey, you have to think, he has to find a way to go for maybe a top mount position right here, as he does.
Yeah, get that denial and then get into top mount. And that's something with the rear naked choke being banned. You could just deny left and nobody's going to blame you. We all hate the rear naked choke alike, so it's not a big deal, right? We all hate it. One thing I'm seeing right now that Crazy Dragon's kind of doing, he had top mount and he had the opportunity to just posture up, get a couple shots off, and then stand back up. Get off the ground, bro. You are not proving anything to anyone. You just get up, man, and just continue this fight on the feet. You need to avoid being on the ground as much as possible with Eddie Alvarez, because you could get flipped just like that, almost as it comes out of my mouth. Got to be super careful when you go against stuff like that, but that's a bad denial miss right there. You got to deny that one, Cruz.
Yeah, Satchmo wants it here on the ground, so he's keeping Max from getting up and standing up in stat guard, but at the same time, he's falling for a lot of those feints, which allows Max to get GA here. Now Satchmo has GA. He's going to try to take the back here and get into back sitting, which he does. Wow. Beautiful there. Max decides to roll into backside here. Now this is a very dangerous position because Satchmo can get some good damage off here, but he needs to be careful because Max might hit that get up there, which he does not. He decides to pull the hand back down. And it looks like Holloway is going to get up here. Now, what does Sats decide to do? What does he decide to do? He pushes him up to the cage here. And now he's just going to let him go right there. Now this is very dangerous with a minute left. We already see a flying knee that Holloway misses right there. This is a very, very tricky situation here for Sat.
Wow.
I mean, with 1 minute to go in the second round right here, I was going to say they've been spending their whole time on the ground, and that posture out on the backside might have gave us Showtime Stats the round right there, but with that nice whip. Oh, but he just my head kick. That will provide a lot of damage. There you go. Bring it back to the ground. He doesn't want to risk it. He wants to just definitively win this round because not really punches have happened, but this will score very heavily in the judges' scorecards. Oh, but a good reverse. Now it's up to Crazy Dragon. Will Crazy Dragon able to get posture up? He does. Now can he get some damage on his opponent? He gets slipped out. Good defense, good punches. And again with that, in the fight sets, as we take a look here, 24-11 in favor of the Showtime Snatch. And I think 10 to possibly, I don't know what the significant strike was. It was 18-5. So Mikey, you got to think third and final round. Crazy Dragon needs to find a way to finish this fight.
Yep, tied fight right here. I think it's 19-19.
Cruz, what do you think of this fight going to the third round? Well, how'd you score?
I have it 2-0 for Satchmo as he knocks Dragon down, and he's going for the finish here. Is he going to be able to do it? He's trying to switch up.
Oh my God!
He gets rolled again here, Kingsley.
Give it and take it away. You're getting so close to the victory, but that one straight punch gets the reversal, and now into side saddle for Crazy Dragon. He tries to get the momentum, but look at that stamina, so low. There's so much that you could possibly do. You have to max out, you have to play in stamina, but you're using it in not successful ways. So he needs to find a way to probably stand up, as Mikey has been saying throughout this whole fight, but he's staying in the ground position in top mount, but gets put back. No. Oh, yes, he gets put back in the half guard, but Satch, I mean, more this clock runs out, and more is in his favor. I mean, it all depends on how the Jets can score. Oh, and that's the reversal that he did not need. Crazy Dragon kind of a bad situation right here in top mount position. It doesn't get able to get up, gets denied, and Mikey, this is all she wrote.
Yeah, and this is it, right? Like, you had your opportunity to get up when you did. You didn't get up. I mean, it's got to be a frustrating feeling. He goes for the get up, gets the denial. Yeah, man, this could be a GG here. Doesn't get the half guard denial right there with low stamina. Interesting. He doesn't go for the armbar, but he goes for the half guard arm triangle. Interesting decision there as well. This could just be to kill time and maybe end up, working your way into that side control position. But he needs to cancel this. Oh my gosh, he was trying to get it into full guard. Actually, pretty smart there. Yeah, man, you had your opportunity to get up. You just didn't. I don't understand that. And now you're paying for it dearly, Crooks.
Yeah, and I mean, even when you get up, look at his stamina. That stamina is pretty low, so even if he does get put back to the feet here, there might not be any chance to really do anything significant on the feet. As we see, Satchmo's just dominating Max Holloway with the grappling here. This is Eddie Alvarez's world. He can do this all day long if he chooses to. He denies that full guard sweep by Max Holloway there. He lets him get the full guard one, and unfortunately, he lets him roll him over now into half guard. Now we're going to see what Dragon decides to do here. If he's going to try to stand up, which he doesn't, he gets thrown back into full guard, tries to go for that stack guard position, gets denied again.
Hey,
but
here we go.
Back
1 minute.
Under a minute here to do something significant.
1 minute ago, tries to go for a flying knee, not able to land. Crazy Dragon needs to put the kitchen sink on the line right here, but Showtime Stats gets hit with a front kick right there. And again, the head kicks. He's going for the home run hits, but kind of predictable. Oh, a nice pull into the body with a right hook landing for Showtime Stats. Showtime Stats tries to go for overhand. Almost rocking his opponent, not in the flying knee. Oh, another rock. Can he end the fight right here? 5 seconds left. Gets the uppercut, and that will go into the judges' scorecard. So, guys, to your opinion, you have to think with that knockdown throughout the whole fight, the takedowns, the ground and pound. This has to be Showtime Satch's fight.
Yeah, and it is. And my favorite videos of all time on YouTube are fake glove touch karma. And I'm kind of smelling a little bit of that right now. I hope the judges don't, screw him out of this victory. They don't. Yeah, if that's not fake glove touch karma, I do not know what that is. Just dominant performance, really smart offensive game plan. Just get this fight down to the ground, and you finished a fake glove toucher, man. Good on you. You got the fight out of the way. You got it. Now you're probably going to be fighting for a belt next time. Congratulations, bro. You did what you had to do to get the fight. And you stayed out of the way of Max Holloway the whole time. You continue to get that fight down to the ground. You're not worried about Max Holloway putting you in a freaking twister. You're worried about Max Holloway kicking your head off, and you avoided that at all costs. Congratulations, bro. You got the job done, and that was a very dominant performance at that.
Yeah, Satchmo did a great job. He had a great game plan going into it. He never veered away from it. He never tried to just stand up with Max Holloway when he didn't need to. And when he did, he was very effective with the strikes that he was throwing. He wasn't leaving himself very open to be countered or anything like that. And when he could, he immediately took Max Holloway to the ground and just absolutely smothered any kind of game plan that Dragon was trying to employ there. It was absolutely a beautiful performance. And to be honest with you, if that doesn't propel him into a title fight, I honestly don't know what would.
I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, IXC, UFL, and Primetime MMA, they're still going to have their cards, but not on the ESFL. We're going to take a little bit of a break before we get season 3 going. But, man, it's been a good card so far. I mean, we saw crazy knockouts. We saw knees be landed into faces, overhands, head kicks, all the stuff, all amazing stuff, and even decision fights that could have gone either way, but very dominant performance as well. So very diverse that we've seen so far from this whole entire fight card. But before we even get to the main event, this whole week has been exciting. We're just starting things off here for the UFC and the ESFL. Before we even get to our main event, I have to get your thoughts. I mean, we have a massive main event this weekend for Saturday for the UFC in front of a live crowd too. I mean, going to you, Mikey, Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal, the rematch. Who do you think is going to win that whole matchup going to the second fight?
Who's going to win? I don't think that this is even a question. I think Kamaru Usman is just going to smash him. Look, Jorge Masvidal is an excellent story, right? The journeyman who fought his way back up to the... No, bro. No. He's going to get crushed. He's going to get held down. It's going to probably be another 50-44.
Now, Crooks, going to you. I have to say, it was pretty dominant from Kamaru Usman, and Masvidal used excuse like he only had 6 days to prepare. Do you think that's enough for Masvidal to get the upset, or are you going more Kamaru Usman?
I'm gonna go with the opposite of my my team. Well, not my teammate, but my commentary teammate over there. I'm gonna go with Masvidal. I just believe, based off of what I've seen Kamaru do against Gilbert Burns, if he employs that same kind of strategy against Jorge Masvidal, which he very well might. I just think Jorge will probably catch him with something, because I think Jorge is a little bit of a craftier striker than a Gilbert Burns is, and Gilbert Burns did very, very good work in that first round, and he hurt Kamaru Usman pretty bad. But I could see Kamaru Usman possibly doing the same game plan, trying to wrestle, but I think Jorge is just going to catch him with something before Kamaru can even get it started. But for sure, it's going to be a heck of a fight. These guys have been trash talking back and forth for months, basically since their last fight. I mean, it was so bad that Kamaru Usman called him out after he beat Gilbert Burns, which, I mean, that's an ironic turn, right? A champion is calling out a challenger. Usually it's the other way around. So either way, honestly, this fight's going to be an amazing fight, as well as most of the fights on that main card.
I mean, I can't believe I thought it was going to be a clean sweep, but I can't believe I'm the tiebreaker here. With the main event, I'm super excited. I can't wait for the weigh-ins. The weigh-ins are going to be so gnarly, dude. I have to go with Kamaru Usman. I mean, he's a problem. He faced Kobe Covington. He faced Gilbert Burns. People that was supposed to beat him from all the critics. I think Kamaru Usman, with his wrestling, with his power, with his striking, able to be adaptive in championship situations. He's been to the spotlight before. Jorge Masvidal, he's been in the spotlight before with guys with like Ben Askren, who let us down yet again, with Nate Diaz. I mean, he has proven experience, but Masvidal, if you want to beat the man, you got to beat the man. I think Kamaru Usman is still going to be a problem and the man in that weight division. So a lot of good things, but I also will say I don't think it should be the main event. I think Zhang Weili versus Rose Namajunas is going to still show be fight of the night and should be the real main event. But that's neither here or there. With all the main event talk out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, live here on Twitch and on YouTube, Crooks, Mikey, everyone in chat, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is your main event for IXC 9 here on the ESFL Network. It is JD going against AJS Stewy and Mikey going with you. You are excited about this matchup in the middleweight division. What are you looking for in this contest?
Let's be honest, between me, you, Crooks, and the 100 or so people watching this fight, this is ESFL implication written all over it. Both of these guys are going to be fighting tooth and nail. This fight will not be a lopsided. This will be a highly contested, and we can only hope that it is. Excellent matchup right here. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Till versus Khamzat Chimaev, a fight that could happen.
This is crazy. 2 Till picks in one night. This is absolutely insane.
Yeah, and we're seeing it here. I mean, Stewy in the red gloves using Darren Till. The second time we're seeing Darren Till in this fight card going against Chimaev that's being used by JD, aka Slickster. And already, I'll go with you starting off with this, Crooks. I mean, so far, it's 5 rounds, not 3 rounds. Both guys are just trying to take their turns after we see a nice uppercut and body shots landing from Stewy. Stewy doing a nice good job, but gets instantly rocked. Crooks, you have to be surprised by this whole development right here. Already so
I honestly expect somebody that's using Khamzat Chimaev to try to grapple, because that is his world. He has a good top game, especially against somebody like a Darren Till. This stand-up wise should be Darren Till's world here, but as Slickster just is doing a great job of keeping Darren Till at distance here. He's landing some good strikes. He almost got caught there with a 3-piece. He needs to be very careful here on his feet, because Darren Till is very tricky, and he does hit very hard. So definitely Stewy needs to maintain his distance here, do what he's doing, pop out that jab, hit him to the body, mix it up, and Chimaev needs to try to get this down as quickly as possible.
And you have the thing with close to the halfway mark. We've seen some nice leg shots coming out from Stewy. We see just a good combination of left and right hook coming out of the way from Slickster. Slickster trying to not really take the bait with some of those pulls. We see those pulls coming out from Stewy, but JD not taking advantage, and he gets the rock right here.
Oh, no.
Good combinations to the body. JD doing a nice job getting his opponent rocked. I think that's 2 rocks from him, going with 2 minutes left. And Mikey, you have to be a little concerned for Stewy right here.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're fighting Khamzat Chimaev, you have to deal with that pressure that he's going to continuously bring, because at any point in time when he wants, he can take this fight down to the ground. And that's what really opens up his striking so elegantly, man. And he's doing a very, very solid job of doing that. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. This is elite level stuff here against an elite level fighter in Stewy.
Yeah, but he needs to be very careful. He is starting to get caught here. Slickster's starting to get caught with some 2-3-piece combinations. And as we all know, if you're fighting against Darren Till, he might not be the best striker in the division, but he is very, very powerful nonetheless. So it looks like Stewy's starting to pick up the timing as he launches a good straight body kick there. Khamzat tries to answer back, but so far it's looking like Slickster has done the most damage here, but Stewy is starting to come on here in the latter half of this round.
With only 25 seconds left in this first of 5 rounds in the main event. And one thing I want to keep a look on is that we saw Stewy use a lot of stamina in this round, so it'd be really interesting to see if he has enough in the tank going into later rounds. You know, Slickster, as he gets rocked again, the third rock of the first round. And I have to go to you, Mikey. I mean, with 3 rocks already on his head, I mean, it's going to be tough sledding going to these next couple of rounds.
Don't go to me. He's getting outstruck by Khamzat. Go to him.
Yeah. And, go ahead, Cruz.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Kingsley.
As we're going to the second round, I mean, so far, I mean, he's getting rocked 3 times. I mean, usually, make it a 4th time as that stamina is low, knockdown along with it. It seems like Slickster, JD, is doing such a good job having his opponents back to the clinch. And going to you, Crooks, I mean, just a dominant performance that we're seeing so far from JD.
Yeah, I mean, he's really controlling the stand-up. I mean, I wouldn't expect that with a Khamzat against the Darren Till, but he's doing a beautiful job of cracking Darren Till at the proper range, getting punishment in, but he catches a front kick right there. He needs to be very careful, but look at Stewy's stamina. It is shot. I don't know how it got so shot so fast, but he gets right there with a good lead hook.
Lefties lead, and that's what you need to be to get a knockout right there as JD wins the main event of IXC 9 here on the ESFL Network. Just an impressive performance, able to get 5 rocks and 2 knockdowns, and you can see the replay. Just attacking the body of Stewy, was trying to find a way to flip out of another strike, and he was able to get a knock it. And my goodness, and we're also getting some other audio. Hopefully you can turn it out. But man, what an impressive victory for Slickster, aka JD. I mean, Mikey, going to you, what are your thoughts?
It was amazing right there, man. He got the job done striking with Khamzat. Wow, that was beautiful stuff there, man. Congratulations, bro. You did what you had to do. You got the fight done. Congratulations, bro. This is awesome.
Yeah, that was the absolutely amazing performance there by Slickster. I mean, he really imposed his will in the stand-up. He didn't even have to shoot for a takedown there. He absolutely dominated Darren Till. Darren Till, we know, has a suspect chin, but he did get ripped to the body too as well. So it was overall a great performance.
Yeah, hopefully it was a great performance. I don't know. Sorry, we're stream sounds fine. Okay, so thank you so much for what an amazing contest in that main event. Hopefully it's a great event for you guys live here on Twitch on YouTube. This is our end of our affiliate season that we have so far. We're going to take a quick break, go into the next third round. So next third season, and hopefully we'll just have even more amazing fights from IXC, from Primetime MMA and UFL. Hopefully it's a great time for you guys. Hopefully it'll be such amazing fights, and maybe even great fights, maybe greater KOs, greater decisions, greater submissions. It's all going to be great. So thank you guys so much for being here. We will be back live this weekend for the rest of ESFL weekend. Also, you guys enjoyed the UFC event as well, and we'll be back next time. So have a good day, have a good night, have a good evening, have a good afternoon, wherever around the world. Please have a good one. We will see you guys at the next fight night. I've been Kingsley. That's been Mikey. That's been Crooks. We'll see you guys at the next fight night. Peace out.